Hey everyone, thank you for joining this executive planning day. The aim is to provide clear and practical insight into the economy, environment, and its implication for organizations. The purpose of this presentation is simple: to help leaders understand how change in the economy and human behavior affect strategic decision making. I will cover four areas: the macroeconomy, aggregates demand and supply, tariffs and trade, and finally, behavioral economics. By the end, you will see how these factors shape risks and opportunities for businesses. The first topic is the macroeconomy and the business cycle. Three indicators are especially important: GDP, inflation, and unemployment. GDP tells us if the economy is growing or shrinking. Inflation shows how quickly prices rise. Unemployment reflects the health of the labor market. Together, these indicators reveal whether the economy is in expansion, slowdown, or recession. For businesses, this means being able to anticipate shifts in demand, cost, and workforce conditions. In 2025, the Singapore government will introduce a tax rebate for residents. This increases disposable income, boosting household spending. In the short run, aggregate demand rises, driving higher GDP and growth opportunities for companies. However, the businesses should also prepare for inflationary pressure as demand increases. In the long run, the economic adjusts while output stabilizes around its potential level. Prices tend to rise. This means inflation could remain a concern, even as growth slows back to its sustainable path. For organizations, the challenge is clear: how to capture short-term demand growth while managing long-term cost increases. Next, tariffs and trade wars. Tariffs raise the price of imported goods. This protects domestic producers but comes at the cost of consumers, who face higher prices and fewer choices. Exporters may also lose out if trading partners retaliate with their own tariffs. For organizations, this creates uncertainty in supply chains, rise costs, and affects international competitiveness. In short, tariffs create both winners and losers, but overall they add risks to global business operations. Finally, behavioral economics. Unlike traditional model, behavioral economics recognized that people are not always rational. Two examples stand out. First, loss aversion. Customers care more about avoiding losses than about making equivalent gains. Second, ensuring people rely heavily on the first price or piece of information they see when making decisions. For businesses, this means that pricing, marketing, and communication strategies can be designed to better match how people really think and act. Let's summarize the main points. GDP, inflation, and unemployment provide critical signs about the business cycle. Tax rebates stimulate short-term growth but may create long-term inflation risks. Tariffs reshape trade dynamics with both winners and losers and add uncertainty to businesses' planning. And behavioral economics help us design strategies that align with real consumer behavior, not just theories. To conclude, business leaders must remain agile in responding to economic shifts. Government policies and global trade disputes directly shape business opportunities and risks. And finally, understanding behavioral economics gives us a powerful edge in anticipating real-world decisions. The call to action is simple: stay informed, stay adaptive, and this strategy on evidence. This will allow us to navigate 2025 25, and beyond with confidence. Thank you very much for your attention. I look forward to your questions and discussing how I can apply this insight in organization strategies.